Hello and welcome to Criminal Justice in a Nutshell. My name is John Fisher, Dr. John Fisher, that is. And to this episode is a welcome to Western New Mexico University course, CJUS 480 and CJUS 580. This is a workshop in the death penalty. We have several of you in the class, both from the undergraduate level of the course and the graduate level of the course, and I want to invite you to this class. The death penalty is a sensitive subject, a sensitive topic, and I need to let you know that this class is about the process, the constitutional philosophies, and how the death penalty is practiced in the several states and the federal government that still continue to have the death penalty. This is not a debate forum. This is not a place to try to prove that the death penalty is right or wrong. That is not for us to determine. Maybe once you become a Supreme Court justice, you can determine that the death penalty is good or bad, or however you want to see it. We're going to review the history of the death penalty. We're going to review how it has been applied in the past, how it is applied presently, and the future of the death penalty. That being said, I am opening up a debate forum page for you to go express your opinions. This forum is not graded. It is for you, the students. I will probably not participate a whole lot. It is, in my opinion, it's not relevant on whether you know whether I support or don't support the death penalty. I am the professor of this course, and I am going to give you the information that I know about the course. I am currently traveling across the state of Texas, or around the state of Texas. I'm currently at San Angelo State Park, and I will do everything I can to make you a new video every week to review or go over what's been going on in the death penalty and what we're looking at for the class. Generally, every week there's going to be a discussion. Everybody has to participate in this discussion. I want it in APA format. You are to respond to at least one of the classmates, and all of that has to be in APA format. You have to cite your sources. You have to provide a list of sources. The graduate students, you are going to have two. You're going to have two discussions that you're going to do every week. And these discussions are going to be based upon the weekly readings from the textbook. And we will go on from there. I've also set up, because there's two different levels of education, there's two different classes that are going on at the same time. You will have, every student will have 4 small assignments that you have to complete. One during week 2, 4, 6, and 8. Week 9, on July 28th, actually, your research paper is due. Graduate students will have a assignment due, a short essay assignment due every single week. And that's the way it is. If you are an undergraduate, you can participate in these other assignments, but you're not going to be graded for it. I may turn around and give you extra credit for your participation, and we'll go on from there. Graduate students, and you've got to do everything in this class. The undergraduate students, you have to do select things, and I will set it up for the grading. So, you're only graded for the things that you're required to do, and that'll work from there. Your research paper, there's going to be a discussion forum for a pre-approved topic. I am not going to approve any topics on whether or not the death penalty should be allowed or not. I'm looking at court cases. You can do a profile, not a court profile. You can do a report on a court, it's called a court brief. You can pick one court case. In fact, that might be a good idea. For your research paper, you guys need to pick a single court case that deals with the death penalty. And you need to evaluate that court case. You need to give me the citation, when it was heard. You need to give me the history of the case, what the case was about, what was the question that the Supreme Court was answering, the decision of the Supreme Court, and how that decision has been implemented across the country since. That sounds like a really good research paper. So start looking at that. I'm only going to allow one person to do one research topic, one court case. So be quick. First come, first serve. And we'll move on from there. The most popular, most famous court case is Furman versus Georgia. And you can pick that if you're the first one to pick it. But if you look over at the discussions, there'll be a discussion forum. As you're going through, you look at the other students and their choices of what court case that they're going to review and analyze and provide a history of. If that court case is already listed, you're going to have to pick something else. There's a lot of things that we're going to be discussing about the death penalty. First, the history of the death penalty. We're going to talk about Furman versus Georgia. We're going to talk about teenagers and age limits and mental health limits and all kinds of fun things dealing with the death penalty. It's 9 weeks. It goes from May 31st through July 31st. So this should be a fun semester, a fun term, and I hope that we all learn a whole lot in this class. Again, I'm in San Angelo State Park in San Angelo, Texas. I'm actually moving to my next location tomorrow, and every week I'll be someplace else throughout the summer. Actually, there'll be 2 weeks in July where I'll be in the same place or close to the same place. Anyway, if you need to get in touch with me, if you look above this video, it'll have my phone number, it'll have an email address, it'll have my Zoom ID number. If we need to get in touch with each other and you want to have a Zoom meeting, let me know. We can set up the Zoom meeting, and we can have a discussion via Zoom. I am also going to create a debate forum, and I already told you that. So, the death penalty is a controversial issue. It's one that's argued and fought over everywhere, all over the place. The United States is one of the only, if not the only, industrialized nation, first world nation, that still has the death penalty. The death penalty is considered constitutional at the moment because of the Fifth Amendment. Okay? The Fifth Amendment guarantees you due process. And due process states or says that you cannot be deprived of your life, liberty, or property without due process. You cannot be executed. You cannot have the death penalty imposed upon you without due process. You cannot have your liberty, or you can't be put in prison without due process being administered or being protected. You can't be fined. You can't lose your property. You can't lose anything without due process. And because the Fifth Amendment states that life, liberty, and property are protected by due process, it's going to require a constitutional amendment to change and to remove the death penalty from the United States of America. The federal government will always have it. The states can turn around and they say, well, we're not going to have the death penalty anymore. And several states have. When I first started teaching the death penalty courses, such a long time ago, it was back in 2004, was my first time I taught a class on the death penalty. There were 38 states that had the death penalty. That number's a lot lower than that now. And gets lower. It seems to get lower every year. There are a couple states that have a lot of people on death row. That's California and Texas. However, in California, you're more likely to die of old age than you are of the death penalty. In Texas, we have an express lane. It seems as though the state of Texas executes an offender at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, and it goes on from there. Ohio has the death penalty, and they sentence people to death, and they schedule people to die, and then they postpone the execution. The death penalty is supposed to be proportional. The Supreme Court said that, in 1972, in Furman versus Georgia, the court stated that the death penalty was arbitrary and brutal and barbaric. There was no commonality in people being sentenced to death. Two individual people commit the same exact crime. One gets death penalty, one gets life in prison without the possibility of parole. There is some institutional racism that has also plagued the death penalty, because we have found that African Americans are sentenced to die more often than their non-African American counterparts. If you look, the African American population comprises of 12% of the general population, and they're running at about 20 to 35% of the death row population. So there's a little bit of disproportionality in that as well. But this should be a fun semester. It's going to be a quick semester. It's only 9 weeks. 8 weeks. From May 31st is when we start, to July 31st is to when we end. I should have your grades posted by the following Monday or Tuesday. We should go along. I will add things every week. You're only going to get to see 1 week at a time. And you're not going to be able to work ahead. I'm going to produce the classes and produce the weekly programs each week. And you will not be able to see them until I think it's Wednesdays or Fridays, the 31st, and then 7 days later, then 7 days later, and it goes on and on and on, such as that. No working ahead, and we will get this done. We'll get this done. So I'm glad to see you here in class, and I hope you have a wonderful experience in our workshop on the death penalty.